So, the Buick. We've got it running pretty good, and though it seems like I've been doing a whole lot to it, I really haven't done a ton in the way of mods. I've done putting different fuel in the tank, tuning it for that fuel, and putting a slightly smaller pulley on it. Pretty reasonable stuff. Cost about $500 if you're gonna do it. You gotta buy HP tuners, all that stuff. But that's about it. So what sort of a difference did that small expenditure actually make? Now, I can go out and get some numbers, but I have nothing to compare those to other than road tests from when the Park Avenue was new, and those aren't really representative. What I need is a stock Park Avenue Ultra to contrast with. I don't have one of those, though. Wow, as if by magic, a stock Park Avenue, lightly wrecked.
Yeah, it is.
Ah! It is missing a few parts though, and we'll have to rectify that to be able to get a decent baseline. That belt. And since this is a pre-facelift car, replacing that belt means that motor mount has to come out. Lovely. Nice design, GM. No wonder they changed that on the later years. Engine's looking a little bit tilted because we've got it unbolted from the motor mount, so now some E-Torx is required for which?
What we have to do is pull at least one of these mount bracket stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I forget which one, but I'm going to think about it for a minute and we'll figure it out.
Oh my gosh, that is so weird. You can see the mount bracket going around that idler pulley there, and there's some studs. Got to pull at least one of those to get it out. That's fun.
I think it's just this top one.
My mother-in-law somehow managed this on the side of the road in Texas a couple summers ago, and I have no idea how. Anyway, E-Torx. Wow, actually using E-Torx on something other than a BMW. How about that? Well, the alternator's having to come off just to get a bit better access at the mess down there, and something interesting on display here is an alternate way of driving the supercharger faster, tack welding a AC compressor pulley onto the alternator and driving the supercharger off of that with some small belts. Results in the equivalent of what, like a, what'd you say, like a 2.6 pulley?
It's probably more aggressive than you can drive. Forgot what the math is.
Ridiculously aggressive. Yay! The end of the first hour of just changing a belt.
Most of that was just going to get a belt, though.
Yeah, that's true, but that's a lot less interesting. These pre-facelift cars seem like a massive freaking hassle. Well, at least the belt was the right size. Look at that absolute mess. So it has to go through around this pulley, which is in the motor mount for whatever insane reason, and then you can't even see the crank pulley down there. And people give me crap for owning a BMW. It's fairly user hostile. But now it's just what? Throw the alternator back on, put the belt back around it, put the battery in, and it's good to go. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the actual mount has to go back on. I completely forgot about that part. Okay, so not that easy. Yeah. Oh, I see. So the spacer goes, yeah.
So you gotta fish this that you barely have room to get through there, through the bracket, and then get this in there, and get it all lined up with a hole in the block, which is fun.
Here's a haters are my alternators. So the mount is all back together. Nice. Look at that crank pulley way down there. The old girl is a battery away from firing back up. Luckily, the main accessory belt, how are words work?
Go home, Jake, you're drunk.
I am home and I'm not drunk, and these are both problems. Luckily, the main accessory belt didn't decide to reroute itself while everything was loose. Look at this goofy side post, top post shenanigans going on here. I could help. Oh no! Zeph, it's asking to put the clamps back on. Give him the clamps. Yes. What are you up to over here? Don't eat the grass. Okay, so Zeph's car is back together. It's a few days later now. We're heading to an undisclosed testing location to get some numbers and see how his stock car compares to my very cheaply modified one. I don't know if the numbers will be all that impressive because it is, 100 degrees Fahrenheit out, but at least we'll get that delta that we're looking for, and, it'll be something. Summer in Kansas is kind of brutal. But hey, what you gonna do? Also, we're losing the light really fast. Ah, crap. Okay, so I'm gonna drive both cars for, I guess, the sake of consistency, and we'll do one good shot here in the bone stock one and see how that goes. What was our... Okay, that got so floaty.
I didn't think it was going to shift out a second and hung there forever.
Aw, man, you've got a heads-up display? I am jealous. Okay, so what was our quarter mile? Does it say?
16:58. Oh. So that was pretty horrible.
Yeah. 16:58 in the bone stock wrecked Park Avenue Ultra, which has, aero mods. It goes faster or something.
Yeah, it's so fast with the windows down.
Yeah, with the... Dang, my car looks good over there sitting in that field, though.
Don't it?
Don't it, though? It's a good color. Some lady at the gas station, I was filling up with the 85, she's like, what year is that? I really like the color. I was like, heck yeah. All the middle-aged women love my Buick. Let's see what all my hard work has gotten me. Yeah.
Well, yeah. The chip kept falling out, and I didn't want to delete security, so...
Oh, wait. Is this passkey 3?
Yeah.
Huh.
I believe.
I like the uncut zip tie, you absolute madman.
Well,
Okay, I'm hoping for high 14s, but we'll see if that happens. I'm hoping for a 0 to 60 in like the low 7-second range with just a 3.4-inch pulley and a tune. Now, the other car was similar miles to this on the odometer, obviously a little bit more beat up, but the powertrain was fairly solid, so I don't think it's the worst representation. The magazines claim that these things did 0 to 60 in like 7 seconds flat from the factory, which is absolute nonsense. There's no way they did 7 seconds 0 to 60s from the factory. So let's get mine out on the road.
They tested them in their underwater laboratory.
Yeah, they tested them down a hill when it was 20 degrees outside and something, who knows. Absolute nonsense. The magazines are maybe good as a comparison between other cars the magazine has tested within that year, but that's literally it. And of course, my car's not perfect either. For some reason, I'm getting absolutely terrible fuel economy. Like, these should get, 23 mixed. I'm getting 12. So something is wrong with this, and we've been chasing it down for a while. There's no vacuum leaks or anything like that. There's weirdly a fairly large positive fuel trim, but not large enough to explain that. There's this car isn't flawless, but maybe it's roughly as broken as the other one, and it'll give us a decent point of comparison. They don't both have to be perfect, they just have to be broken the same. And here we go. My sunroof slid open. There's 60. That was slow. gonna assume we did a quarter mile.
Yeah, we did. You're not gonna like your time.
15.5? Oh man. That's weird. I guess it is really, really hot out. I could probably pick up a second just by it not being 100 degrees.
Yeah, no, if we come back at like 4 in the morning, it'll be...
So 0 to 60 in 7.57 seconds. Well, but hey, you know what? That's a decent improvement over the other one. So yeah, they're both just slow today. It's a slow day. The chips are stacked against us. What's important is the relative difference, which is this is definitely significantly faster than a stock Park Avenue Ultra. But hey, it's fast enough to open its own sunshade, which is always fun here. Oh,
only in first gear.
Yeah. But now the challenge begins. We're both going to try and make our cars faster. I've got some goodies stockpiled to throw at this, and I don't even know what you were planning on doing. Water injection, right?
Random mad scientist shit.
Heck yeah.
You know,
so,
with a $0 budget.
yeah, so I'm going to try and do stuff sort of how you'd expect it, and he's going to do mad scientist stuff, and we're going to regroup, and we're going to see how much faster our cars have become. And of course, again, it's not going to be a totally apples to apples comparison because, you know, the atmospheric conditions, whatnot, are not going to be the same, but I guess we'll see if you can catch me, because he has a lot less regard for his car than I have for mine. I tend to err on the side of caution pretty heavily.
Believe it or not, I paid a lot more for mine, though.
Yeah, it's funny how that worked, isn't it? Huh.
It's so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
So, all that fun stuff is coming up. In the meantime, thanks for watching.